wall starter. Keep it further. So it's going to come out 12'6". So it's going to come to here. And right on there. So we got our measurements. Now we're going to start with the installation. So it's a wall starter.
Show the wall starter.
Sapphire wall starter, you gotta make sure it's in the right position. Make sure you got it up, right side up.
2-piece, so.
2 feet. Oh, you wanna hold this for me, buddy? This piece is next to the wall. Now, we have a problem. We have an issue. Went to the
Molding.
molding, comes out.
Come here. Look.
It's molding. So all you do, you take your wall starter, you mark it at the top of the molding, and you chop it with your chop saw, and it will sit flush with the wall after that. So we'll go take it and chop it.
You want to stop the thing? Pause it.
So we just take it and we chop that off.
Actually, you know
Wall starter screws.
No.
And it's trimmed so you miss the molding. Now we're going to install our panels, or panel frames.
Now when you're installing this, you have to make sure the unthreaded washer goes towards the wall starter, because the wall starter has a threaded washer. Make sure it's lined up. You set it up, it should line up perfect.
Now show the bolts. Show the size of the bolts.
You have 3 separate bolts with the Sapphire system. The longest one, the 3-inch bolt, is what goes with the wall starter. Under the unthreaded washer, and that's it. Here, same process all the way down the panel. And that's installing your wall mount. Right? And it slides right into the sleeve. And we'll level from there. Level on the edge of the panel. We're a little high here, so we just gotta take this side up. It's easy to level when you start off the wall mount. Perfectly level. Panel, you'll use the second biggest bolt.
Okay, do it again.
We're just doing panel to panel. Like I said before, you have 3 different size bolts, a 3-inch, a 1-inch, and a 1/2 inch. You use the middle size, the 1-inch bolts for panel to panel. Now once again, when you put panel to panel, you'll notice when you unbox the Sapphire panel, one side of the panels has threaded washers, the other side has unthreaded washers. You have to go through, the side you put the head of the bolt through has to go through the unthreaded side to the threaded side from the other panel. And also, you'll come across a point at a connector, we'll talk about later, that you have to switch out these washers. And all to do that, you'll get extra washers in your hardware pack. Pull this out, slide that up. Very simple. Slide that out, right back down.
It's stuck
Do
out.
your whole panel run, we level panel at a time, one panel at a time,
Most important on top, Tom.
and on top. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfectly level.
It's perfect. This has to be perfect up here, because if not, then your stackers would be off up top. With the threaded washers. You have to switch these out whenever you're on. And that's installing the spacers. Now on the other side of the spacer, you're gonna go as the same as the other side. The unthreaded bolt actually goes to this side too. Now we come to our 90-degree connector. You have to make sure whenever you're coming out of the connector, it has to be the unthreaded washers going towards the connector. Because once again, the washers on the connectors, spacers, etc., is threaded.
I'm also going to show the Magic Eraser cleaner too. You have the marks on his connectors. Magic Eraser cleans this.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So that's,
When you have a long span, it's gonna have a lean until you start to 90 this way, so. Explain it. Hold it for you. All right, we're gonna install the door frame. Put the door frame together. Like I said, the two grooves match up with the two holes here. Justin's gonna screw them in. Good to have a helper hold it, so it just makes life a lot easier. Same thing from the other side. This is your door frame. As you'll notice, once you do that, there's these little grooves in the top of your door frame. I show it now because you won't be able to see it once I get it up. But your spacer pieces that come with the door frame in the box slide down once you screw this in. Slide them from the top. These pieces right here. Just your spacer, your trim. We can actually install a spacer on a slide door. Because, you know, on a swing door we wouldn't, but I'll grab it. this is your spacer for a door frame. Once again, on the swing door application, this cannot be installed on a connector. The door will not shut right. Get it over here, line it up. And it lines up perfect. It's the same width as the connector. Screw in the door frame with your hardware pack will be self-tapping 5/16 screws. When you are, a tip, when you are screwing this in, do not go real tight with the screws because it will close your groove in or you can't get your trim piece in from the top. You can go tight, but don't overly tighten it like a lot of people do. This is the hard part. Look at this inside. These are the trim pieces for the doors. Take the ceiling tile up, slide it past it. Slide right down in there. What I was saying about tightening the screw too much, what happens is it closes that up. This fits perfect in there. So if it closes it up, you'll have a hard time getting it in there. So if you have a hard time getting this in, try untightening the screw just a hair. There it is. We're going to trim this one. On this side, as you see, it falls under a light. What you can do, just take your chop saw and cut these into small pieces, or we can give it a shot. We have a little bit of room here. We're going to give it a shot first.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but no. The thing is that we don't got this cranked up, you know.
And they are flexible, so there it is. I said you got a lot of flexibility with those. So, but if that didn't work, you can always cut them because you really can't tell the cuts in the middle of the thing.
Those are the stacker brackets.
Yeah.
Those are the screws and those are the brackets you're gonna need. both sides. Wait, it didn't record. Oh wait, let me do it again. Say it again. It didn't.
You don't really need one here because your actual, as of over there, your stacker is gonna bolt right into this connector, so that's your support right there, it'd be fine.
So you don't put a stacker bracket there, you just put it on the next panel.
Stackers, they're gonna come like this, 2 pieces of glass on the frame. Be careful when you're taking them off, you don't wanna put fingerprints and stuff all over your glass, so grab it like this from the top, so you lift it right up, set it just straight down. Same thing on the other side. Right from that lip, sit it right down. You will leave with this. And when you go to put your glass back on, as we're gonna show here in a little bit, we wanna make sure the inside and the outside is clean, because you will see fingerprints if they're on the inside.
Installing stacker brackets.
Install and stacker.
I mean, stacker brackets.
Fits perfect on top of your panel.
Then how we talk about the door stacker, remember the door stacker, if you keep that separate, that's a half, quarter-inch bigger.
Okay. It's just a regular Allen key, the Titan, that's screwed in. Huh?
There you go.
And if you're having a hard time like we were, you can always loosen your frame, loosen your screws. A lot of times, if you have a hard time, it's gonna be because you tighten these a little too much at first. Leave them a little bit loose and they give you some wiggle room. Same thing as with the panels, you have connectors up here, same issue. Unthreaded, threaded. So sometimes if your floor is off real bad, or it could be the wall, it could be anything, you don't have to really use that screw hole. You can sheet metal right into the side of the screw to keep everything level. That way all your glass ends up fine. You want everything level as you can get because you'll see the finished product. It'll be no issues. That's it.
You wanna shoot down?
Yeah. Because above the doors, there's no stacker brackets that can go in a connector above the door. You can go 2 sheet metal screws straight down into the top of the door frame.
Give me
door frame goes straight down into the door from the stacker. Go.
You'll have two different pieces. This is the outside piece. This one faces the outside of your panels of your room. It's got the L. It's the piece with the L. Your second piece will be the inside trim. It's got the groove on the inside. This piece, this groove, locks into this groove once we get it underneath the panel.
Always make sure doing the bottom tracks first before putting any tiles
Yeah.
on.
Just goes like this, you get it lined up with the feet. The concept is, these feet go into this groove. You lift it up, as Justin is doing, slide it in, put it down. That's it.
And close the tracks.
Close the tracks.
Okay, then
This groove fits into this groove, just like this.
Let me take this thing off.
Installing the second panel, there's a hole on the bottom of the, at each one, bottom and the top of the laminate tiles. You want to line this hole up with this peg.
You need that in on top.
Now,
You need that in on top. That's what it is.
just to be sure, because you want to tap down, because if it's not all the way down, when you get to the top, you will notice that there will be a gap. That little bit of difference makes a big difference.
Okay.
Now, with the tabs on the third block, you don't get tabs on the third block because it's glass up there. It won't let your glass come all the way down if the tabs are up there.
Okay, now glass tiles, no pin, no pin. Yeah, now I'm gonna show you cleaning and jut.
Stacker glass goes on same way as the regular tiles, right into the holes.
To finish it. Okay.
It's not the right one. Does it say in this thing? I don't think this one is either.
This is an interim.
You always want to stop your measurement in the middle of the panel. You know, piece of stripping.
Yeah, nah, no, not perfect. Yeah.
Grooves go on the bottom so I can lock onto the grooves up top.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. And when you're installing your top beams, you always want to make sure your junction's in the middle of the panel.
Like that, yeah. You have the brackets. Okay.
They take that place. Yeah, that's another problem they had. They was shooting it right there.
Gotta try it first, see if it works, man, you know.
Right. Spare washers. As level as can be.
Yeah, got 'em on this now.
Mark them.
Yeah.
And then remove the clips. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Now the clips gonna.
yeah.
There?
Stills.
Go ahead. The set screws are for the rod.
Put my own hole here. Yeah, hold the top of it.
I got you.
There it is.
All right.
Couldn't be worse than having them.
Door and a sliding door. Do you know some people don't even know how that goes? You put them upside down. cap back in. Stop it. Double stick tape.
That's where I didn't make it deep.
Good. Push to the end. Yeah, right to the center.
Hold it. Heck of a long.
A little.
Single light blocker, sit like this. Slide it up to the top of the top beam. Too tall. You get to the end, just snip them.